Hey everyone, this is the Rising Sun Rundown. We have another set of talking about the matches taking place for the 5-star Grand Prix. It's a lot of stuff going on, so just stay with us, and we'll be right back.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
Hey everyone, it is Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. I am here, Shay Sawyer, and the amazing, never been done before, Lyric. How are you?
Hello. Hi. How's everyone doing? Why do I sound like that girl? Like that ice cream so good.
No, I was like,
I've been watching
gang. I was
like, gang. Ice cream so good. Thank you.
But how are you though?
I'm doing well. I'm going to see Beyonce this weekend. And so, hey, I just got to push through until that flight takes off. That's all. Also, happy birthday to our founder, TK Trinidad today. Today is her birthday. So go see her on all the socials at TK Trinidad and tell her happy birthday, or else.
Exactly. The or else is very serious, and it's in caps.
Yes, you will be dealt with.
Caps. So let's get into it. We got another set of matches for the 5-star Grand Prix. I have some favorites. I definitely want to talk about it.
Let's get into some things. So obviously, if you've been watching the show, you know we're talking all things 5-star Grand Prix, and we're talking about the G1 Climax. So we're going to start off. There were 2 matches. So basically on Stardom World, they uploaded 2 different shows. There was the July 29th show and there was the July 30th show. So in total, there have been 4 shows on four matches, 4 more in addition to the opening night of the 5-star Grand Prix. I'm sorry, I put them out of order. So we started off with the 2 matches on July 29th show. We had Mina Shirakawa versus Mirai, and we had Mariah May versus Saori Anou. So, I'm going to let you start first. What did you think? Are you muted?
I'm always muted. So I enjoyed this match. Actually, it was one of my matches I was like, oh, I kind of pointed out. It was just a lot going on between the one with the Mariah May and Saori.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really liked that one. Like, I felt like Saori like gives me this look of like, I will kill you.
Exactly.
Oh
That's
my god,
murder ballerina, right? That's what.
No, the walk in, like, I'm just like, hold up. And then it's just like a lot of just like Mariah was bringing a lot of the power aspect. I feel like it was a lot of power. I love the power bomb to the outside. Like, I just thought it was so fluid. I'm becoming more and more of a fan of her. But Saori did like 2 really cool leg submissions back to back that like really popped me. I was like, oh yes. And just like they were just in their Zoom. Like, honestly, like I really, really, really was a fan of that. That was one of my #1, like, I pointed that out. And them forearms they were throwing at one point towards the end. Yeah, like each other. Like, whoa, this was war. Honestly. And the Mina scares me.
Absolutely.
That, like, Mina was not playing. And just like the way it was a lot of innovation in that match. I think that was my thing that I really liked about the match with Mina and Mirai. Sorry, oh my goodness, I'm doing all the extra. But yeah, no, that one it had a lot of innovative like moves, and I really, really loved it. And that finisher by Mina, my gosh, yeah. So that were like my things for those matches. I was really, really into those.
Yeah, so these were probably some of my favorites out of the bunch. Also, yeah, I see what you said about Diana for Multiverse 2, 9 times out of 10, it's probably going to be Julia. Reports of so there's a Stardom show that weekend. Obviously, we've been talking about it. No, we haven't talked about that one, but there is a Stardom show that weekend, and it's going to be for so Julia's not scheduled for it. Essentially, Julia is not scheduled for either night, so it's rumored that she's going to be at both All-Star Junior Festival and the New Japan and Impact Multiverse United 2 show, which is the weekend of, is that the 20th? I think it's the weekend of the 20th. So those are back-to-back nights in Philadelphia. So 9 times out of 10, Julia will be the one to face Deonna Purrazzo, and she'll probably also compete at the All-Star Junior Festival. I'm expecting that to be a tag team match. I would love to see Mariah wrestle Julia, but 9 times out of 10, she's going to go for the IWGP Women's Championship first because she's already expressed interest in it. So on to the actual matches. I'm going to start with Mariah versus Saori because I have a lot of thoughts on Mina Mirai. So when it comes to Mariah versus Saori, so Mariah has not wrestled a lot of singles matches. So basically, she's been in almost exclusively tag and trios matches since she got started in Stardom. And so she's been almost exclusive, and she has, up until this point, she had never been pinned or submitted in Stardom. This is the best I've seen Mariah look in a match. Like, she has come so far as a wrestler, a powerful striker. Like this move right here that she's in, she has Saori in, absolutely excellent. I've never seen Saori smile. She scares the crap out of me. And also this match is a bit of a preview because, as you know, the Stardom X Stardom show on August 13th, Mariah and Mina will be defending the Goddess of Stardom belt against Saori and Natsupoi. So this is just a little teaser of that tag team match, which some said has the possibility of possibly being the best tag team match of the year. Hey, I could see it because these two had excellent chemistry. I would love to see them go at it again. Saori is just killing it right now, so understand why she got the win here. I don't think that Mariah lost much in defeat. I think she looked absolutely incredible here. And also happy birthday to Mariah. She turned 25 today, and it's already her birthday over in Japan. So happy birthday to Mariah May. Moving on to Mina versus Mariah. So these are the feelings that I have. This is the backstory for this match. So on the show, I think it was last week when I broke this down, Mina finished her story. And she finally won the Wonder of Stardom Championship on April 23rd at the All-Star Grand Queendom show versus Saya Kamatani, who was the person who originally injured her, broke her jaw, and it put her out of action. She finished her story. She was supposed to go on this monumental run. It was supposed to be fabulous, amazing, super awesome. She only gets one title defense, and then she ends up losing the championship to Tam Nakano, the current World of Stardom champion, because Stardom was trying to build Mirai for like the 45th time. Mariah has won the Cinderella tournament twice. And so this time when she won the Cinderella tournament, she challenged Tam Nakano for the Wonder of Stardom championship while Tam was double champion. Like I said, Tam put her through the works, bullied her a little bit, really built her up. So when she finally beat Tam, this is supposed to be her crown and glory. However, this match between Mina and Mirai is essentially what should have been the Wonder of Stardom match. And this match is proof that Mina should still have that belt. And she should still be champion. And I'm sorry. I tried. That's why I really did keep a lot of my opinions to myself when Mariah first won it, because I was trying to give her a chance. I was trying to, give her a chance. But she doesn't have the charisma. Great wrestler, great gowns, beautiful gowns. Excellent technique. But when it comes to like the charisma and just the showmanship and just like the it factor that Mina has, Mariah doesn't have it. And not just that just Mina has it. A lot of people have it. Mariah has it. Saori has it. Julia has it. Tam has it. The charisma needed to be a top girl in Stardom. Mariah just doesn't have it. This match was proof of that, and that's why she lost. And I think that is very interesting. We have a Wonder of Stardom champion, which is the second, basically a top championship in Stardom. Some people put it on the same level as the red belt, but if it's not on the same level, it's right underneath. Mariah has now been pinned twice in this tournament. Pinned twice. Pinned clean twice. Something's not adding up. And she was pinned by two people who should be champion right now, and that's Momo Watanabe as well as Mina Shirakawa. And exactly, Mina is an it girl. And like the thing is, Mina was last year's most improved wrestler. Somebody who was essentially just a pretty face because she's a bikini model. A lot of people just assume like she was just pretty. She wasn't that good. She has proven herself to not just be most improved. She's been one of the Stardom MVPs, probably one of the pound for pound best wrestlers right now in the world. I'm sorry, this just proved Mina should have never lost that belt. And now, but I will say a lot of people have been saying this on Twitter, and I agree. People were saying that Saya Kamatani was supposed to be originally the one who Stardom had picked to win the tournament, but now that she's injured, it's wide open. And now I could see an argument for Mina winning it all. I am fully open to Mina winning it all, and I would like to see it. Any thoughts before we move on to the next one?
I definitely get where you're coming from on some points. I feel like Mina will be my second choice of who, or third. Okay, let me say third choice of who I would like to see win, because Natsupoi is like got me in a chokehold, and Julia is like right there for me as well. So it's like those three right now have me in a chokehold. Like that's the best I can say.
Listen, I'm not saying that Mina's my favorite to win. I'm Suzuki or die, okay? However, I'm just saying that I wouldn't be mad if she won. And I just think that she's doing the work. And like, that's why I always tell people, like, all women's promotions are not perfect. Even with women's wrestling, there are still people who get pushed, and it doesn't really quite, you don't understand why they're getting pushed over other certain people. There are still terrible booking decisions that still happen in all women's promotions. Even Joshi wrestling has its problems. With like women's wrestling is just like all wrestling. There's holes in it. And so like, and I will say, this has been one of the major holes in Stardom for me this year, of this monster push of Mirai and pushing Mina down the card to make it happen, because she is clearly a star. And she's one of those people that if she ever came over to America, she is a mega star waiting to happen. That's why she built Club Venus. She wants Club Venus to be an international faction. Look at her. Look at Mariah May. These are people to invest in. These are your top stars. Mariah don't got it. I'm sorry. She's not the girl. Great gowns, but beautiful gowns. I think maybe put her in a tag team. Could be a great Artist of Stardom champion. There's a lot you can do with her. I'm not saying like, her career is over, not by any means. And maybe it just means she needs some repackaging of her character or something like that. But this iteration of Mariah just doesn't do it for me. Yeah. So moving on next. Oh, also there's another match here. I didn't post. I forgot. Sorry. Julia versus Hanan. It was very, very short. Julia won. Nothing really to write home about. You're on mute.
Sorry, trying to find my notes. Yeah, no, that one was kind of like just Julia being on demon time, honestly.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was very, very short. But hey, I loved the mat work in the beginning as well of that match. Like that kind of stood out to me. So yeah, but I feel like Julia definitely was on demon time and controlled for the most part. So yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't, not it was nothing to write home about, guys. Next we had Mirai versus Hanan. Mirai finally got a win, child. This also was nothing to write home about. I hate to sound like a Mirai hater. I'm really not. I believe in fair. I feel like reward the chefs, not the microwavers, the chefs. Period.
When I saw this match, once Mariah had won, I was like, because she had to get her get back. After that.
And I think it's like you only getting your get back against the people, not calling Hanan a scrub or anything, but you only shooting against the non-hoopers. When you in the ring with the real hoopers, you're not hooping. You're not hooping. Momo Watanabe, that's a real hooper. Mina Shirakawa, that's a real hooper. You beating up on Hanan? What's that about?
By the way, I love Hanan's gear. Like, I have to just say that.
So awesome gear. I love the color scheme. I love her kick pads. Just awesome. Incredible. But I'm sorry, you are the Wonder of Stardom champion. That don't mean nothing to me. You beating up on the low carders, the mid carders? Seriously? Anyway, moving on to the real graps, which was Natsupoi versus Miss Suzuki. The real graps. The real graps. Listen, like I've said, I am a huge fan of Suzuki, and I'm a huge fan of Natsupoi. Natsupoi, just like Saori, that's a murder ballerina right there, a murder fairy. That's murder Tinkerbell right there. And Suzuki, just a certified killer. These two together, this was hard hitting, this was fast, this was everything it needed to be. It was absolutely incredible. It was only 9 minutes. I hope Hanan wins a match in 5-star Grand Prix. Will she? I don't see it. I don't see it. And I only say that because I just had to go look back at like her schedule, who else she's facing. I don't see who else, and we'll get to that because I don't see who else she can get a win over. If she wasn't going to beat Mariah, who I felt is one of the weakest in basically in her block, I don't know who she's going to be. Maybe Azumi. But I need Azumi to like get her lick back too because I want her to get a win because she's like extremely talented. But back to Natsupoi and Suzu. This is everything that it needed to be. My only critique is that it wasn't longer. I want more of it. I want these two to literally fight forever. I'm probably going to go back and rewatch this match actually because these two are just damn good at what they do. Yeah. Did you have any thoughts?
Okay, I wrote some stuff. I was just like, I had some notes. I said how I was obsessed with Natsupoi. I love the technical work early on in the match. Suzu did this boot to the face on the ropes. It was like complete disregard for where the foot would land. Just like, dirty, just take this foot. Like I was like, oh, okay, ow. And then I loved, was it like a fisherman suplex like type with a bridge from Natsupoi? Like it was something, it was so beautifully done. And then she did like a German bridge. Like it was so, like for me, and I know this is a big thing to say, for me, it's the best German suplex bridge for me and like of anyone right now for me.
I can see why you would say that. Natsupoi's technique is insanely good. Like, it's just so fluid. It's just so good. She's so good. Like I can't argue with you. She's just so good. She's a big match performer. Also, Natsupoi is killing it right now, just about everywhere. She's wrestling and been doing some matches in Sendai Girls. They're doing a big show coming up. She just did a great match with Shihiro Hashimoto and Sendai Girls, which is Big Hash, which is everybody calls her Big Hash. She's like really big and strong. And seeing Natsupoi perform so well against a larger opponent is like insane. I'm gonna have to send you the match to go watch, but
Send it, please
absolutely.
do.
And also I will say one of my favorite matches this year. You're gonna love this when I'll tell you to go back and watch it. Mina Shirakawa versus Natsupoi. That was Mina's only successful Wonder of Stardom title defense this year. One of the best women's matches, one of the best matches I've seen this year. Just an absolute fight. Knockout, drag out fight. Insane.
I'm writing it down. That's why I'm like,
oh yeah, absolutely. I'll go back and I'll well, you have Stardom World now, so I'll go back and I'll tell you which show it was on, so you can go find it.
Perfect. And also, I just want to. There was also she did like these triple kicks that literally felt like an attempted motor. Like the way it was just like, I'm like, she's like becoming one of my top like people. Like I'm obsessed. That's the best I can say.
Natsupoi is that girl, and you know Suzu is just insane. That's why they call her the crazy girl. She's like that. She's amazing. And like I said, I wrote the article. I said 4 people who I think have the best chance to win the 5-star Grand Prix, but there's going to be one who won't win, but she's going to steal the show, and that's Suzu Suzuki. This is the most talented 20-year-old you'll find. I'm telling you, like, easily. So that's where we are currently on the matches. So this is the current standings. This one is actually one day off, but this is the most recent one that they put out. This doesn't include the January 29th matches, but if it did, so essentially we have Tam at 2 points, Mayu at 2 points, Hazuki's at 0, Saya is obviously at 0 and was injured, Natsupoi is at 2 points, Shuri is at 2 points, Ami is at 0, Natsuko is at 2, Starlight Kid is at 0, and Suzu is at 0. Hanan is at 0, Utami is at 2, Azumi's at 0, Julia is at 3, Micah's at 2, Mirai is at 2, just because of the January 30th match that she had. Mina is at 4. Wait, is she at 4? No, she lost her first match. She's at 2. Mariah is at 2. Momo Watanabe is at 2. And Saori is at 3. So that's where we are currently on the standings. Stay tuned. More matches will be coming. And I think that it's time for a commercial.
Yes, it is. We will be right back with you guys.
Hey peeps, TK Trinidad here, boss lady of Women's Wrestling Talk. And I want to say thank you so much for watching, because you've got millions of options. Plus, you don't have to worry about sharing your password to check us out. But while you're here, hopefully you know we have so many more shows to watch, like Turnbuckle Glam, Raw Post Show, WoW Post Show, AEW Dynamite Post Show, Women's Wrestling Army Post Show, NXT Post Show, Impact Wrestling Post Show, AEW Rampage and SmackDown Live Post Show, On the Scroll, ROH Post Show, WWT Live, plus all of our interviews with the hottest women's wrestlers in the game. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our website at www.talkpod.com and follow us on all social media platforms at www.talkpod, and make sure to spread the word. That means send this to the group chat. Yes, even the person with the green bubble. Thanks again so much for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Ciao for now.
Period. The #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Period. Anywho, we are back. So, like we said, don't forget, August 13th, this show just gets hotter and hotter. Listen, I am getting more and more excited for this show. These top 4 matches are absolutely insane. All of your faves, Shay, are going to be on this card, literally. So it's going to be a great time. It might be even be worth you staying up. You know, hey, like, it's going to be a good time. You're on mute.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking up here. Oh my goodness. Listen, you know what? I'm going to try. I'm going to try my hardest, because I am like one of those people, I tap out. I used to be a night runner. Those days are behind me.
Listen, I think that also on those shows, on the July 29th and July 30th shows, was the debut of Megan Bayne. So she did some 6-woman tags. She looked pretty good. These were pretty short matches. She just looked super dominant, was throwing everybody around. The size difference was very clear. She looked like a powerhouse, an absolute powerhouse, which is clearly the vision. And so, obviously we haven't really seen the full extent of what she can do just because she was only in the ring for, a very limited amount of time. It was, like I said, 6-woman tag and they were fairly short, but she looked pretty good. So
yeah, no, I saw a little bit of that. She definitely was standing on business.
She was standing on business. She definitely was standing on business. So we shall see. Somebody said, which indie wrestlers would you like to see in Wrestling Stardom? Trisha Dora, and Trisha Dora. But and I also think this is going to happen at some point, just simply because Trisha's in New Japan Academy. So, Trisha Dora. That's my answer. Those 4 matches are insane. Absolutely. Julia defends her title there twice in a week. She's definitely probably going to. She's probably definitely defending twice in a week. And David versus Goliath. I can't really call it David versus Goliath, but yes. Because yes, don't get me wrong. Megan is big, but Tam is crazy. Tam is insane. Tam and Natsupoi, that's why they're best friends. Those girls are nuts.
It's like they're small in stature, but like it's not like.
And then they have that gimmick of being, oh, we're so cute. We're so cute. We're so cute. They are crazy. The entire Cosmic Angels are nuts. These people have the most, they are, like I said, they're the reality show group. They are the reality show faction. They always got some drama. They're always willing to fight about it. They're always trying to kill each other. And if they're not trying to kill each other, they're trying to kill somebody else. And they always got that drama. So yeah, a lot of people have just been saying they want that New Japan Strong belt. Momo Kogo says she wants it. She's never going to win it. But Julia likes playing with her, playing in her face. So maybe she'll give her a title shot and toy with her. But hey, stop sleeping on Momo Kogo, okay? Like, she showed a lot of what she could do when she was in America at that New Japan Resurgence show, as well as the New Japan Strong show at Korakuen Hall. So yes, we need Trisha Dora at Stardom. That's my answer. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Moving on. Oh, yes. So this is where we are in the semifinals for the Tokyo Princess Cup. Miyu Watanabe was eliminated. I did not see that coming. I just knew she was going to win it all. Or I just knew she was going to go to the final. I was expecting Miyu Yamashita versus Miyu Watanabe final. Didn't happen. The IWGP Women's Championship could go either way. Honestly, at this point, I think Utami is finally winning, even though if she wins, I think it's kind of, like I said, I think I said this last episode or the episode before that, I'm starting to think that Rossi booked Mayu as champion in the sense of just like to pad her resume because she is the icon of Stardom. She's held every single championship. And so just to say that she's held every single championship, because ain't no way that she done had that championship since April 23rd and you didn't schedule her one defense and 2 people challenged her. So I'm just, and also the streak that Utami's on right now after going to America, she got her extensions back. She beating everybody up, got a new finisher. She bringing Americans over to beat up on the champion. At this point, I don't see her losing anytime soon. Not no big match like this. I just don't foresee her. And she's made it clear she wants a belt she can defend everywhere. She wants to be on a bigger platform. And also, like, Mayu, I'm not saying she doesn't care about that stuff, but she doesn't. Like, she's been there. She's done it all. She's essentially like that, almost like a Tanahashi type character. Like, she's done it all, you know? Yes, it's almost 4 months. Absolutely insane. April 23rd. She's defending for the first time on August 13th. Insane. Like, do you know how much has happened since then? They done created a whole new belt since then. A whole new title. To do the exact same thing. The New Japan Strong belt hadn't even been created yet when she originally won that belt. Like, I'm over it. But yes, this is where we are in the Tokyo Princess Cup. The final will take place. No, the semifinals will take place on August 12th, and the final will take place on August 13th. And it will take place on Wrestle Universe. Subscribe to Wrestle Universe. They have DDT, Noah, TJPW, and Gone Bear Pro. It's a really good deal. I enjoy it. No company would do that. And the thing is, Mayu hasn't been injured, clearly, because she's been wrestling regularly. She's been mostly in tag matches and in 6-women's and doing different things like that. But she hasn't been injured. She's been wrestling on a regular basis. I don't know what happened there. But hey, Rossi do what he wants. Moving on to men's business. It's just really ghetto. The G1 has gotten absolutely out of control. We are down to the nitty gritty, which means that the last 4 nights of the G1 are split up into block by block by block. So A block will have all their matches on one night. B block has all their matches on one night, and so on and so forth for C and D. So currently, this is where we are. Follow me. In A block, Sonata is the only person in A block who has clinched his spot to go to the playoffs. Only the top 2 go on to the playoffs. So we have Shota Umino, Hikuleo, and Kaito Kiyomiya are tied at 6 points each. And we have Yota Tsuji and Gabe Kidd are tied at 5 points each. Everybody who I've mentioned so far is still alive with a possibility to win. Ren Narita and Chase Owens have been mathematically eliminated. So currently everybody is still alive. Everybody else still alive, has a possibility for that number 2 spot. But it just depending on who loses, who wins, and if anybody draws is going to determine what happens going forward with A block. And there are some really interesting matchups left. I'll get into that in a minute. But in B block, the only person who has clinched their spot in B block is Kazuchika Okada. He has 10 points. Right underneath him is Will Ospreay at 8 points. Then there is El Phantasmo, Taichi, and Tongaloa are all tied at 6. However, what's happening right now with the the last match, one of the last matches to take place in B block is going to be Will Ospreay versus El Phantasmo. They are in essentially a win and you're in situation. So whoever wins, but they need a win, because if they draw, there's an opportunity for Taichi or Tongaloa to possibly take that spot. So it's going to be a very interesting matchup between Will Ospreay and El Phantasmo. Those two have extremely great chemistry. It's going to be a great match regardless, but especially now with that extra stipulation on the line, it's going to be very, very interesting. You have, who else is next? Yoshihashi, Great Okan, and Kenta have all been mathematically eliminated. Moving into C block, Jesus Christ, we have Eddie Kingston, David Finlay, and freaking Evil, Jesus Christ, are tied at 8 points. Nobody has clinched to go all the way yet. So C block is essentially almost exclusively wide open. And we have Shingo Takagi and Tamatanga right underneath them, tied with 7 points each. All of these people are still alive. However, Mikey Nichols, Hanare, and Tomohiro Ishii have all been mathematically eliminated. Yes, C block is wide open. Nobody is mathematically in. Same thing with D block. So currently we have tied at the top are Jeff Cobb, Zack Sabre Jr., and Tetsuya Naito are all tied at 8 points each. Right underneath them are Hiroshi Tanahashi and Hiroki Goto, both tied at 6. And Toru Yano, Shane Haste, and Alex Coughlin have all been mathematically eliminated. So if I'm not mistaken, who is Zack Sabre Jr.'s next opponent? Zack Sabre Jr. to get in, he needs a win and some help. So he needs a win and he needs somebody else to lose, essentially. And so D block is currently the hardest block to call. There's a lot going on there. But yeah, that's where we are. It's going to be some really interesting matchups. So the matchups that are left, we have Sonata versus Chase Owens. Whoever wins that, it doesn't really matter, just because Chase Owens has already been mathematically eliminated and Sonata's going to win. We have Shota Umino versus Hikuleo. Those two are tied. So that is a very interesting matchup. Both of them need a win here. Ren Narita is already mathematically eliminated. He has a match versus Kaito Kiyomiya. Kaito Kiyomiya needs a win. Where else? We have Yota Tsuji versus Gabe Kidd. Both of them need a win. They are currently tied. I already said Hikuleo's match. Yeah, so that's where we are. Those are the matchups. For B block, we have Okada versus Tangaloa. Obviously, Okada doesn't need the win, but Tangaloa does. He's probably not going to win, though. Yoshihashi is facing Kenta. Both of them are already mathematically eliminated. Doesn't really matter. El Phantasmo is facing Will Ospreay. Like I said, this is a win and you're in situation. Taichi versus Great-O-Khan. Taichi's still alive, but Great-O-Khan has already been mathematically eliminated. But if he loses that match, he's out. C block, we have Tamatanga versus Honare. Tamatanga's going to need a win there and possibly some help if he has any chance of advancing. Tomohiro Ishii facing Mikey Nichols. Both of these people have already been mathematically eliminated. Shingo Takagi versus Evil is a very big matchup. Shingo is going to need a win and probably a little bit of help. Evil, if he wins, he essentially clinches and goes for it. He can't win. Jesus Christ, he can't win. Who else? Who else do we have? Oh, yes. Same thing with Eddie Kingston versus... So basically, if we want to be realistic, this is what it's going to come down to. The two matches it's going to come down to is Shingo Takagi versus Evil. And it's going to come down to David Finlay versus Kingston. Those are essentially going to be win and you're in situations. But they got to win. No draws. Got to win. And then going on to D block, we have Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Naito. Hiroshi Tanahashi will need a win and some help. Hiroki Goto versus Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre Jr. will need a win and some help. If same thing with Goto, but especially Zack Sabre Jr. Who else? Toru Yano and Coughlin. He is oh, you're welcome. They're both mathematically eliminated. This doesn't matter. Toru Yano versus Tanahashi, you already said that. Shane Haste versus Jeff Cobb. Shane Haste doesn't need a win because he's already mathematically eliminated, but Jeff Cobb does. So that's where we are with the G1 Climax. The matches resume on August 5th. What happens is I have my nifty bracket here. So the top seed of Block A will face the number 2 seed of Block C. I'm talking about the quarterfinals now. Quarterfinals start on August 10th. So the number 1 seed in Block A will face the number 2 seed of Block C. The number 1 seed of Block B will face the number 2 seed of Block D. The number 1 seed of Block C will face the number 2 seed of Block B. And the number 1 seed of Block D will face the number 2 seed of Block A. And so the semifinals will happen on August 12th, and the finals of the G1 Climax tournament will take place on August 13th. August 13th is going to be a very busy day, or a very busy morning if you're in the US, because, as we've said before, that's the same day as the Stardom X Stardom show. So, yeah, get your 2 screens ready. It's going to be a fun ride.
I feel like I'm bad luck because the people I wanted to win for D Block already just out, like Shane Haste and Alex Coughlin.
Yeah, this is Alex Coughlin's first G1. He's going to have plenty more. Shane Haste, this is also his first G1. I don't know if he's going to have plenty more, but I think he'll have more.
I hope so.
He's had some fun. He's been very fun. He's been very fun in this G1. He's been very entertaining. Shout out to TMBK. They've been doing very well as a faction in this G1.
I love them.
They're so fun. So fun. But yeah, that's all, folks. That's all we got. Also, for you people who love the Women's Wrestling Army stuff, word on the streets, they're coming out with new episodes soon. Now, we don't know what that's going to be for us. Yeah, but we're going to figure it out. Whenever those new episodes come out, trust me, we're going to figure it out. We're going to make sure they get covered here at Women's Wrestling Talk. We just got to figure out time and schedules and things like that.
And we will definitely figure it out. I'm excited. Yes. Yay.
Yep. Any takeaways? Any final thoughts?
I'm hoping that David Finlay can bring it home.
Word on the street, his War Dogs doing better than him.
I think I saw something about that on Twitter.
War Dog's doing better than him. And also, this is also the thing I'll say. For those of you who are interested, thank you. For those of you who are interested, AEW All In Weekend, there is a show right before, the day before that. It is the Rev Pro 11th anniversary show at Copper Box Arena. And today it was announced that one of the shows on that card, well, the main event of that card is already stacked. You have Will Ospreay versus Shingo Takagi. Those two never miss against each other. Their Best of the Super Juniors final is one of the best matches I've ever laid eyes on from a few years ago. But a match was just announced today. El Phantasmo and Katsuyori Shibata versus Gabe Kidd and David Finlay. So Rev Pro has said that they're going to be live streaming this event. Probably going to be around the same time that All In is going to stream. So it's going to be 1 p.m. or something here in the US. At least on the East Coast. I highly recommend going to, subscribing to Rev Pro to watch it. Rev Pro on demand. It's going to be some great stuff. If you are really interested in this Bullet Club War Dog stuff, it's going to be very interesting. And also, I did want to give a shout out to the best matches of last week from the G1 Climax. Night 10 was pretty terrible. But definitely not talking about that. El Phantasmo versus Taichi was pretty great. Sonata versus Gabe Kidd was pretty good. Yota Tsuji versus Shota Umino was excellent. And I can't say the same about Okada versus Kenta. That match was terrible. And it wasn't Okada's fault, but it was pretty terrible, and it should not have gone to 19 minutes. But on night 12, there were some good matches. Hanare versus Tomohiro Ishii was excellent. These two had amazing chemistry. Eddie Kingston and Tama Tonga was pretty good. But the best match of the night was easily Tetsuya Naito versus Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre Jr. brought the old Tetsuya Naito out. That was an excellent match. Very good. I remember when I said there were no D Block standouts. That was a D Block standout. That is what I was waiting on. Very well done. And also Shingo Takagi and David Finlay in the main event. It was a very good match as well. No, they have not announced who Mickie James's opponent is for the Rev Pro show, but it has been announced that she will be wrestling on that show. I'm super excited. I've been a Mickie James fan since I started watching wrestling when I was like, what, 8? And she's one person I've never gotten to see wrestle in person. And so I'm going to see her wrestle in person in London. That's crazy. I'm so excited.
She's so mother.
The original mother.
Mother.
Period.
Okay.
All in starts at 1 p.m., 10 a.m. Yeah, Bullet Club match at Rev Pro. Listen, it's Bullet Club's 10th anniversary, this is obviously not an AEW show, but I now have a theory. This is Bullet Club's 10th anniversary. They didn't do anything for Bullet Club on Forbidden Door. There was really no Bullet Club 10th anniversary stuff on Dominion. Really, and you have to think, Bullet Club, in my opinion, has been the most influential faction, probably at least of my generation, like true influence. If you want to talk about breaking through in America, the catalyst for AEW, every single thing, Bullet Club was behind All In. All In exists because of Bullet Club. So I think that the Bullet Club Civil War match will finally happen at All In. Because you got to think, the Rev Pro show tells it all. Everybody's in town. David Finley has been announced for that show. He's going to be in town. Gabe Kidd's going to be in town. The War Dogs are in town. And obviously Jay White and Juice Robinson will be in town for All In. Everybody's going to be around. So yes, that's my theory. I think that the Bullet Club Civil War match will take place. And it's happening all right after, like I said, G1 wraps up August 13th. So there's enough buffer room, about 2 weeks' time. It's more than enough time for everybody to do. Dan Maloney has not been announced for the Rev Pro show, but I do expect him to be on it simply because at the most recent Epic Encounter show, he attacked Leon Slater. And so, yes, I do expect Dan Maloney to be on that Rev Pro 11th anniversary card, which is super exciting. Super exciting.
I'm glad you said what you said about Bullet Club, because when I say it, everybody say I'm being biased. So I'm glad you said it.
It makes sense. Like, it literally makes sense. All In had a big Bullet Club banner up on the show with like the original All In. Look into the crowd. I was watching Kenny versus Penta from All In the other day. You look through that crowd, almost everybody had some variation of a Bullet Club shirt on. Even like today, even now, I went to New Japan Capital Collision earlier this year. To this day, almost everybody in that crowd, at least half, were wearing Bullet Club shirts. You can say what you want. You might not like them. You might not care. But at the end of the day, the people are still invested, and them T-shirts still selling. Period. Argue with your mama.
Period. Or the wall.
But yes, I'll probably give updates, more updates as I get them about, the Rev Pro, Bullet Club, New Japan stuff, because there are a lot of New Japan stuff on that Rev Pro card. Kosei Fujita is going to be on that card from TMDK. He's going to be facing JJ Gale. Who else? Tomohiro Ishii is going to be on that card facing Luke Jacobs. So yeah, there's a lot of New Japan involvement on that card. So expect updates from me. And also, just a heads up, the week heading into All In, our episode will probably be pre-recorded because I will be on a plane to London and there's a few other schedule difficulties. So if you are commenting in the chat and you feel like nobody's responding to you, it's because nobody is. We're not here. We're not here.
It's not in your head.
It's not in your head. Just know we're not here. If you really feel strongly, just tweet us your opinions. We will respond on the Twitter. But
yeah,
don't bring that here.
Yes. Well, I think you said it. That's the show. Everything we went over. We will be back next week, of course, with some more stuff to go over with you guys. And we appreciate everyone that, popped in to, I don't want to say geek out, but I feel like, yeah, geek out with us and just go over everything. Like, it's, yes, learning. I'm learning more about, this, and I appreciate you because you're leading me more and more into this. Like, I'm more with like, like I've never seen a lot of, the Japan stuff because, it's not as accessible. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate this now that I'm like kind of broadening my horizons,
Fun stuff. And once you get locked in, you can't get out. Hey.
Like that. With that being said, where can we find you, Lyric? You had some, special things that you posted this week. So you want to...
What did I do? Oh, yeah. I did. I did the... So speaking of the Rev Pro show, I had an interview with Michael Oku, the new undisputed British heavyweight champion, who will be on the show, on the Rev Pro show. I had an interview with him, and that dropped. And then I had an episode come out today with Kat from Women's Wrestling Talk, and we talked, same stuff we're talking today, G1 Climax and 5-Star Grand Prix. And yeah, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Lyric Wrestling.
Period.
Oh, thank you. And also, yeah, we're doing both, guys. I do want to say, so Rising Sun Rundown won't disappear when Women's Wrestling Army comes back. We just got to find a different time to do Women's Wrestling Army. So both will exist. It's not an either or.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe if we find a good timing, we can keep it like,
if we do
one maybe after the other.
Yeah, 5 to 5:30 and 5:30 to 6, maybe.
That's my mindset.
I just got to learn how to stop talking.
No. All right, guys, and you can catch me at 7:00 for NXT. Yes, there will be yelling. This is the fallout from Great American Bash, so yelling is just, it's necessary. It is. And then I'll do the whole rundown. But again, thank you all for coming to the Rising Sun Rundown for Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Look at the finger. It's strong. It's getting stronger every week. And you guys are amazing. We appreciate you so much. Have a good week, and we will see you next Thursday.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.